Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to Nothing But Reds, the podcast where we discuss nothing but Liverpool FC from the American viewpoint. And Liverpool, 5 straight wins. Could we be any happier as a fan base? I mean, really. I think I read a stat, it's the first time we've ever started a Premier League, a top flight season, 5 straight wins. That's fantastic. I couldn't be any happier. So, today, we'll go in, we'll do our normal match review, right? We'll look at the stats. I got the head-to-head stats up right now. We'll talk a little bit about the table, where we stand, future matchups, because we know we have a lot of tough games coming in. Um, the next few weeks with the Champions League, and then we got 2 back-to-back with Chelsea with the League Cup and the League, so that will be pretty interesting to see. And then also, we'll talk about player performances, looking at Joe Gomez, looking at Mane and Salah. How they played yesterday was a little iffy. Some of the things I noticed that they were kind of selfish yesterday. And now I don't mean to say that as a negative thing, but knowing how Klopp plays and how they've played in the past, they were a little selfish yesterday. But we'll get into that. So, before anything, if you're listening right now and it's your first time, please subscribe, like it. Essentially, we do match reviews every week, and then if there's a week off, we'll just do like a up to date with Liverpool. Talking about the players, talking about what's going on with training, talking about youth guys, things like that. Week to week, though, we're doing match reviews, talking about stats, head-to-head stats. So that's what we'll be doing right now. So we'll get into it a little bit now. Let's go down. I got the Premier League stats up right now. Let's go ahead and look at them. So possession, and this is according to the PremierLeague.com. Possession, Tottenham had 60% possession to Liverpool's 39. Or mathematically that doesn't add up, but if you look at 60.4 for Tottenham, and then you got 39.6 for Liverpool, so it does add up, right? Shots on target, though, Liverpool's 10 to Tottenham's 3. Now, I don't know what it was yesterday, but we had a lot of breakaway shots, right? We had a few in the first half that didn't quite turn out that well. We had the one where Sadio won the free kick, and then Trent took it, and I was hoping Trent could get a free kick, but he didn't. So it doesn't really matter at this point. But that breakaway, Bobby put the pass a little bit behind Mane, but that's all right. I mean, what do you expect? He kind of had to lose the defender and then pass it to Mane, and it was a little behind him. But Mane did well of getting his body in front of the defender and getting the free kick. So that was good. Also, you look at Salah. Salah had a few chances where he tried to curl it in, right? That's what he does. He cuts back onto his left foot, tries to create some space with some dummy kicks, and then he'll just curl one in. And unfortunately, he couldn't get one to fall today. Now, I'm trying to think if we had any other shots. Wijnaldum, yeah? How about Wijnaldum getting that goal? Aside from the Roma goal in the Champions League, I don't think he's had an away goal, which is pretty good. I mean, that's probably as bare as close you can come to not getting an away goal, right? I mean, that ball didn't even go in the net. It just crossed the line barely, right? It's just crazy how he can't score away from home. But he finally broke that streak, so that's good. So, and then he had a shot on target. So, thinking back to it, we shut down Kane. We talked about our shots on goal, now going to Tottenham's. We shut down Kane. I mean, Kane really couldn't do much. Now, looking at Tottenham's attack, Lucas Moura is a problem. This man can dribble, he's quick, and he put Gomez pretty much on his ass. I don't know if he megged him, that one where he broke away past Gomez and then hit the post. I don't know if he megged him on that, but he's good. And I've been watching Tottenham pretty much every week. Lucas Moura is dangerous. I'd be very surprised if Tottenham didn't do well this season, meaning they didn't finish top 4, or they didn't do well in the Champions League, or they didn't win something. I wouldn't be surprised if Lucas Moura left to go somewhere. I mean, this is completely unfounded evidence. I'm just completely guessing. But anyways, so they only had 3 shots on target. Overall, I mean, the way we played, we pretty much just looked like we had the game in the bag the whole time. We looked very organized, we looked very compact, we looked very composed. Defensively, we were fine. Keita did well, Wijnaldum did well, Milner. I can't say enough about Milner. I mean, Milner does everything. He runs nearly 8 miles every single game. I mean, he's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. Moving forward, shots 17 for Liverpool to 11 for Tottenham. Pretty decent. Now, touches. This was pretty interesting. Now, Tottenham's style of play is very one-touch football, quick passing. It kind of reminds me of Arsenal and Chelsea a little bit. Either that or it's possession football, where they kind of just pass it around and look for space. But what Tottenham were doing early in the first half was they were playing the ball over the top. They were kind of just putting balls into space and hoping that players like Kane or Mora or Eriksen could get in and make something happen. And at the beginning of the game, there was a 20-minute period where it pretty much looked like that's what they were doing because they couldn't play the ball through. We were too tight. We were pressing too tight. So for their 722 touches to our 534, it makes sense. That's the style of football they were playing yesterday, except with the exception of during that 20-minute period where they were trying to play the ball over the top. Let's see, passes 549 for Tottenham to 356 for Liverpool. Tackles, Liverpool 17 tackles to 9. Again, that just kind of plays into our pressing style. We're going to have more tackles. Clearances, though, 21 clearances for Liverpool to 17 for Tottenham. Now, if you look at the counter-attacking style football, you're not going to have many instances where the ball needs to be cleared out. It's either going to be a shot on target that's saved for a corner or a goal kick, right? Or it's going to be just an instance where the goalkeeper saves it and then plays out from the back. So, with Liverpool's style where we get on the counterattack and we're pressing, we're pushing guys up, it makes sense that Tottenham aren't going to have as many clearances. Now, if you look at Tottenham's style play, how they were playing in that 20-minute period yesterday, when they were putting balls over the top, right, and then either Van Dijk or Gomez or whoever had to clear the ball out, that makes more sense. Now, I'll kind of move forward, but if we're going down to corners, right, Tottenham had 5 corners to Liverpool's 4. Now, the clearances in the corners, they're kind of equal, right? So Tottenham's 5 corners, we're going to have to clear the ball out a little bit more, right? 21 to 17. So overall, it's pretty even. I'm kind of reading into this a little too much, but that's kind of what we're looking at there. Back to offsides, 2 offsides for Liverpool, 3 for Tottenham. Pretty standard. Fouls conceded, pretty dead even. Liverpool 16, Tottenham 17. So that's pretty good there. Going into the goals, right, we got obviously Wijnaldum and then Firmino with the little tap in. Good. It was good. I'm excited. I'm excited that we won 5 in a row. And it's good because you look at the likes of City. City dropped those points against Wolves. So even those 2 points, we're capitalizing on these opportunities. They may not lose again for the rest of the season. If that happens, then we're looking at something where we are 2 points up and we capitalize on those 2 points. So that's good. That's what we're looking at. Now, if you look at Chelsea are playing excellent football. Chelsea, they almost look unstoppable. And I don't know, I don't understand how they go every 2 years, every 3 years and get a new manager and they're still playing great football. I don't understand it. But it doesn't matter. So let's get into talking about players, right? So let's go, I'll kind of go down the list here. I want to pull up, players for Liverpool here because I want to look at some of the stats. But, here we go, squad. Yeah. All right. So Alisson, right? Going to Tottenham's goal, right? I'll bring this up. There's nothing Alisson could have really done there. He was covering his near post. That was just, I don't know why no one pressed him. I don't know why Robertson wasn't out there or Van Dijk or Wijnaldum or someone on the left side. I don't know why they didn't press Lamela when he got that free chest up into the air and then hit that strike. I mean, it was a nice goal, don't get me wrong. I mean, but I don't understand why we weren't pressing him. So nothing really Alisson can do there. But 5 appearances for Alisson, 3 clean sheets, right? And if you look at that one where he where he messed up against Leicester, it really should be 4 clean sheets. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. Van Dijk, excellent game. Gomez, I couldn't say anything bad about Gomez. He did have 1 or 2 mistakes, but he's young. It's going to happen, and I'm really just happy for him. I'm really happy that he's getting these opportunities, because next, when Klopp has to put his best side out there, I'm not sure if Gomez is going to be in there. I don't know if he's going to go back to Lovren or put Matip in, because Matip is getting those cameos at the end of the game, the 3-minute cameos, but I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do for the Champions League. It would be interesting to see, because it is Tuesday, so you only have 2 full days rest and then a half day for, the Champions League. So it'd be interested to see if he rotates or not. I think Henderson will finally get a start, and I don't know if he'll start Wijnaldum or Keita, or maybe he'll keep Milner in there. Not really sure. Find out soon though. And I think Trent will definitely get the start at right back. I mean, the kid, there's something about being a player for Liverpool, from Liverpool, and I feel like I can relate, because I'm just picturing myself, if I'm imagining myself playing for Liverpool, there will be a fire under my ass to perform, to do well, and there will be just something more that I'm playing for, especially because you like the club. It's not like it's a job. To most of these guys, it's a job, it's a career. They may love the club, sure, but for Trent, he was a fan, right? So it's just interesting how he's so young and he's making such a statement at the club. I don't think he'll be at right back for the rest of his career. I think he'll move to midfield eventually, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Man, Lallana, Henderson got a little time. Bobby's all right. He got poked in the eye. If you saw that picture on social media, that looked a lot worse than it looked in real time. I mean, the poor guy, he was down to his first knuckle in his eye. Luckily, he didn't go blind. And if you saw when they were assessing him on the field, when the athletic trainers were assessing him on the field, they asked him, like, what's going on? And he said, I can't. And I was freaking out. I was like, you can't see? Poor guy can't see? I didn't know what was going on. But luckily, he's okay. We saw it. He put it on his Instagram that he's good. Let's get into talking about Mane next. I love Mane, right? But Mane was being a selfish asshole yesterday. I don't know what he was thinking. There were 2 breakaways he had, where he fed it off to Keita, and one where he had like a turnaround shot, and another one on in the first half where he didn't get nearly enough power on it. But I think he had Salah running down the right side of him, right? And he didn't pass it off. He just tried to feed it in there, and then he just toe poked it, and there was no power on it. He was just being selfish on the breakaway yesterday. Now I was listening to I think it was the Redman TV or someone else, I can't remember, and they were talking about maybe Mane's going for the Golden Boot this year. Now, if he's going for the Golden Boot this year, there's a chance he's going to be a little selfish. But the thing is, when you play in Liverpool's side, you can't be selfish. And I've never seen any of the front 3 be selfish before yesterday. So maybe it was because I don't want to say that he's thinking about himself. Maybe it was because he knew we had the game in the bag, right? Which doesn't make sense, because we were playing Tottenham. Anything could happen. I mean, you saw the last 5 minutes. They almost tied it up. I was a little worried. But I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think part of him knew he had 4 goals already. He's trying it. He certainly has the capability. But it was just worrisome to me. But I'm glad we got the 3 points with that. Now, another thing I want to bring up, Rhian Brewster. The FIFA stats came out, and his shooting is at a 60. Now, if you look at his Twitter, I think it was his Twitter or his Instagram, he said, you better believe that's going to be up to an 85 next season. So, and not only that, but he signed a new contract with the club. So I'm looking at our striking core, right? We got Firmino, Solanke, Sturridge, Origi, and Brewster. I think I don't know if Sturge can stay healthy. I don't even want to talk about that because the man always gets injured for some fucking reason or another. Excuse my language. And I don't know what's going on with Solanke. I don't know if he's going to play in League Cup games or what. But it just always seems like Sturge gets injured, and then luckily Firmino hasn't got injured because I don't know who would start if Firmino got injured. Probably Sturridge, right? Or Solanke. We've seen Solanke start in a 4-2-3-1 before, which makes sense. But I'm just interested to see how Rhian Brewster develops because I think this kid has the determination and the work ethic to be something special. Now, let's talk about our upcoming fixtures. So I'm going to kind of type it in here. I know we play PSG on Tuesday, right? So we got PSG on Tuesday, and this is at Anfield. That is going to be nuts. That's going to be nuts. I have to work, so I'll probably tape the game and then watch it when I get home, but that's going to be crazy. Now, coming off of that game, if we end up winning that game, that's going to be a huge emotional high. Now, I think Klopp has the team to a point where we have the emotional stability to not let ourselves get to the point where we're too emotionally high from it, and then we have like a hangover, like a Champions League hangover. So I think that going into the Southampton game, we're not going to get complacent. I think that will be good. If anything, what he's going to do is he'll go full strength for PSG and Southampton, and then for the League Cup game against Chelsea, he'll kind of let off the brakes. Maybe Solanke will get a start. We'll see Fabinho for the first time, things like that. So, but then right after that, we play Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on the 29th of September. So back-to-back games against Chelsea, that'll be tough. And then, of course, we have Napoli on October 3rd. So really exciting month of football coming up here, and I can't wait. I'm just so glad we're 5-0. It's unbelievable. 15 points from 15 points, top of the league with Chelsea, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Now, again, kind of tying everything up here, just a quick match review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Now, if you are on the YouTube page, then go ahead and hit subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Talk about Liverpool, talk about your club, I don't care. I mean, whatever you want to do. Now, I also have this coming in, or I have this recording for a podcast. The podcast is on Spotify. So go ahead and check that out. Same thing, Nothing But Reds podcast if you're interested. And if you're not, oh well, who gives a shit, right? But thanks for listening, guys. Again, I just like talking about my club. I like analyzing everything, and there's nothing more exciting than the day before, the day of, and the day after a game, right? Just talking about it, the anticipation, actually watching the game, and then reviewing it after. So thanks for listening, guys. And as always, it's been real. It's been fun, but it ain't been real fun.